Harper Audio presents Digital Barbarism, a writer's manifesto by Mark Helprin, read by David Colacci. Parts of this book originally appeared in the New York Times, Chapter 2, the Claremont Review of Books, Chapter 2, and Forbes ASAP, Chapters 1 and 6. Copyright 2009 by Mark Helprin. Production copyright 2009 by HarperCollins Publishers. Preface. Even were this book to begin in medias res, which, as an essay memoir, it does not, a reader might benefit from a brief guide to the terrain it covers. This is especially so because of the chapter titles, which, until the chapter is read, and despite their subtitles, are for the most part opaque. In a conventional policy book, you will not likely find a chapter entitled Death on a Red Horse, or one, the last, called Parthian Shot, which refers to an archery maneuver the ancient Parthians accomplished while retiring at full speed on their horses. But in this book you will. That it is partly a memoir is not least in service of a principle it espouses, that man need not model himself, the way he lives, and by derivation even his arguments, after machines. In its complexity, mystery, intelligence, and beauty, humanity is unexcelled as a masterwork of God and nature. Why, then, must its qualities be filtered from argument and cleansed from reason as if they were pollutants? We believe our nature to be, in the literal sense, primitive, lacking in grace and precision, unedifying, something always to be conquered and overcome. But think of the most complex and extraordinary machines mankind has yet devised. Take 10 of them and combine their virtues. This tenfold construction, in terms of exactitude, critical timing, coordination, variety, miniaturization, adaptability, calculation, sensory function, integration, and balletic precision down to the atomic level, is neither a billionth as complex nor a billionth as wondrous as the very least among us. The most afflicted, deformed, and unconscious are yet miraculous by virtue of the human nature that, in imitation of the machine, we mistakenly strive to exclude from our deliberations. It is both strange and unnecessary that we do so, given that the strongest expositions and appeals in history have come from the likes of Dante, Shakespeare, Milton, Montaigne, Lincoln, et al., who made use in them of the astonishments, beauties, and even the imperfections of our mortal nature. Thus, memoir to illustrate argument, so as not to rank the works that we have made above the work that we are. Necessitated by that, and by a life, my own, spent writing fiction, is an obliqueness uncommon in modern nonfiction, a trust that the reader can, according to Shakespeare's exhortation, by indirections find directions out. In my view, a reader is not something that pops up in a game of whack-a-mole, repeatedly to be hit over the head. If you are not Ann Coulter, the love child of 2 cellophane noodles, or Al Franken, the love child of a bratwurst, you need not be compelled to write like them. When I was younger, I would sometimes write speeches for politicians. Except in 2 cases when the agreement was broken, always from deep anonymity, and always without any compensation except a chance to view the horrible workings of government up close in the short space of time between my entry and my dismissal. It was difficult, in fact impossible, to convince most politicians that substance and style, strengthening one another ineffably, are inextricable and organic. With no further addition, the substance of something that is beautifully conveyed magically increases, and something that is conveyed beautifully shines all the more if it is of great substance. Although one always knows when it is there, the superior conjunction of these 2 elements is invisible. Thus the attraction, other than its encouragement of civilized reticence, of the oblique, and thus its power.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?